Sad, but I love it. It worked. I'm live. Yay. Okay, call me back. All right, love you. Bye. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to Cup of Crime with Dippy. That would be me. Sorry, my screen is black. I just choose not to show my picture yet tonight. And I can't figure out how to turn it off. So, excuse me. So I have some stuff I just wanted to talk about and some stuff that I wanted to go over. There's been a lot going on in the true crime world on YouTube. Not sure how many of you have been paying attention or how many of you just only pay attention when I'm on. Welcome in. I'm not sure who's here. Somebody's here, but it's not showing me who's here. Say hi in the chat so I know who you are. You're listening. Cool. All right, so in the wonderful world of true crime, we've got some drama as usual with the Summer Wells case. Y'all ever heard of? I knew who you were, sweetheart. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of the Summer Wells case or what's going on with it, which not really anything here lately. Or the YouTubers that have been making a circus out of this case, too, which is why I don't even cover her case. I'll talk about it, but I really don't do the coverage. Have you heard of the Summer Wells case there, Meanie? Okay, maybe he left. Okay, well, Summer Wells, 5-year-old little girl, blonde hair, blue eyes, stands about 3 foot tall, weighs about 40 pounds, has been missing from Rogersville, Tennessee, Hawkins County, since June 15th of this year, 2022. Now, there's a lot of rumors and speculations, lies, theories, and so forth going on with this case. It's one like every time you turn around, another thing pops up, which there's no facts to. So she disappeared. She was in her house playing, and supposedly we don't know what happened from there. She just disappeared from her house. Mom and Grandma was outside at the grandma's camper. Her 3 little brothers were in the house. Dad may not have been there. We're not sure. Now, everybody's on this notion that her parents killed her. I don't believe that. I don't feel that. And then go on from there, bashing the parents left and right, digging into their past, going as far as to digging into people that have passed away's past. Crazy. So there's like 4 YouTubers that have been so-called protesting down in Tennessee by their house and screaming out, "We know you killed your daughter. Where did you put her body?" Now, can you imagine, put yourself in that position of a parent? You have no idea where your 5-year-old child is. She's been missing almost for over 7 months now. Can't find her nowhere. No, there's no kind of evidence, I guess, or no kind of, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. I really can't figure it out. But there's like no evidence of anything. Like no evidence of abduction, no evidence of somebody hurt that baby, no evidence of her just wandering off. Nothing. My people are speculating that she's been sold. Excuse me, she's been sold into drug trade, sex, SA trafficking, or she's been. My theory is, I don't want to say nothing bad about the parents because we don't know exactly what happened to this poor baby. We do know that she is no longer in her house with her parents or her brothers, which brothers are no longer there either. CPS took them from the house right after this happened. Sorry, my throat is really cracky. Yeah, so backstory before I even do any more. She lived in the house with her mom and dad and 3 brothers. Grandma lived in a camper like diagonal from the front door. Now there's only 2 ways in this house, from the back door and the front door. By the back door, she has this little swing hanging out of the tree that she absolutely loved. That was her go-to spot, like her thinking spot, her get away from everybody spot. They went and done a bunch of things that morning, her mom and grandma. Now the boys were said to be with dad at work. But when mom got home at 3:30 in the afternoon, the boys were home. So we don't know if they were there all day by themselves. Now, mind you, they were at the time 12, 10, and 8. So they're not too young. They're okay to stay by themselves, I would think, considering where they live. They live on a hill in the middle of a holler. Now, if you don't know what a holler is, it's like a road in between 2 mountains, hillside, like a little subdivision, I guess, without the division. A township, I guess, because you're from Ohio, so that would make it a little bit more of what it would be like. Okay, so there's all kinds of creeks, all kinds of woods all around her house, like completely around her house. She was surrounded by woods. 1 driveway in and out. The only other way to get up to her house is by climbing the little hills that everybody seems to think is like a mountainside. Like they think it was too steep for a kid to run up and down. Sorry. No, it's not. Especially kids that like to play outside. And mind you, this little girl, Summer Moon Utah Wells is her name. She loved to be outside. She was an outside type girl. She used her imagination. She didn't use technology like all the kids her age do nowadays. She actually spent time outside playing. She was a tough little girl. Rough. Like, her brothers would ride their dirt bikes, and she would follow right behind them, like running, and keep up with them for the most part. She was a tough little girl. And so there's a lot of speculations that there is no way, shape, or form somebody could have abducted her. Wrong. That's totally wrong. They could easily have walked up that hill and grabbed that baby. They have 13 dogs that live on the land, but supposedly at this point in time, none of them were around the house. But even if they were around the house, if it's somebody they knew, they're not going to bark anyway. That's my theory on it. So started off after they got home from the running around, doctor's appointments, going to the little watering hole to go swimming. They get home. It was about 3:15, 3:30. Her grandma, which her name is Candace, wanted to plant flowers, replant some flowers. So the mother, Candace as well, so we're going to refer to Grandma as Grandis and Candace as her mom. Normally I don't say names, but that's the only way to do it. So we got Grandis, then we got Mom, and then she said, I'll go get Summer. She'll do this, the boys won't. So she went and got Summer, and they helped plant the flowers. She went inside the camper, washed her hands, and got a piece of candy from Grandma and told Mom that she wanted to go back over to the house with her brothers. So Mom walked her over to the house, looked inside as she was walking in, and told the boys to watch her, that she'd be right back. And so Mom went back over to the grandma's because Grandma had surgery on her knee. So she went and to go help her wrap her knee back up. She says she was only there for like 2 minutes, but I believe it was more, probably like 10 minutes than more than like 2. And so when Mom went back over there, she said, boys, where's your sister? Where's Summer? They replied, she went downstairs to her bedroom to play. Now, upstairs, there's the kitchen, the bathroom, the living room, and the boys' rooms. 2 of the boys' rooms. Downstairs in the basement was the mom's and dad's room, the little girl Summer, and her little brother that's 8 years old. Now, the back door to go out back is downstairs off the mom and dad's bedroom. Once again, we don't know if this door was locked. Considering where they were living, I wouldn't have locked my doors. I'd have felt safe enough. So she went to the way this house looked, first off, they were renovating it to make it better. So it was kind of really non-livable. I mean, it was livable to a point, but it was enough to make to where CPS took the boys out of the house because of the conditions the house was in. As far as I know, in my opinion, that is what CPS took the kids for. I don't quite know. Like I said, there's a lot of things that are on gag order, and there's a lot of stuff that we don't know that people just assume because they've seen pictures. But in their defense, they were trying to fix the house up to make it better for the kids. So now you'll read or hear that they were neglectful because of the way their house looks. I'm sorry, you cannot judge somebody by what their house looks like, what they look like, or what you think you know, or their past, on how they are with their kids. You cannot tell just because their house looked like that, you can't tell that they did not love them kids. You just can't. So she went okay, so when you walk in the house, you're walking through the living room, and then there's like this little shelf cabinet type thing, I guess you would call it. And when you walked around it, there was a little hidden staircase that went downstairs to the basement. It was kind of cool, though. I liked it. It was like a bar, I guess, on the top, and then underneath it was the hidden staircase. I thought it looked cool at that point, but they changed it. So she went to there. The mom went there and started screaming for the little girl. Summer never answered. She said that was unusual because Summer always answers her. So she walked downstairs, searched everywhere, could not find Summer. So she ran back upstairs and she's like, boys, are you sure Summer went downstairs? They were like, yes, Mom, Summer went downstairs to play with her toys. So she ran back over to her mom, or she grabbed her phone and ran outside. Because of where they live, it's hard to get any kind of reception, any kind of signal. So she Facebooked her husband to tell her what was going on. He told her to hang up and go call Ellie. So she went to grab her mom's phone because she said her mom's phone was the only one that had signal enough to call out. So she called Ellie and told them that, she couldn't find her daughter. Blase, whatever the story is, they still haven't released the 911 call. They haven't released much of anything. Which is good, though, because they're already making a circus out of this case anyway. So law enforcement came out. By midnight, they had an Amber Alert out, an endangered Amber Alert out. And so far, that's all we know. Like, things happen during the day, but that's not important to the story. I don't really see any importance what they stopped at the store for, what they did at the store, or this store or that store. I don't find that important. What I find important is the details of after they got home till that little girl went missing. That's the only important time frame for me. For the longest time, I thought Dad had something to do with it. I thought maybe he kidnapped her and did something with her. But as far as everybody saying it's impossible, there's no way, that's BS. Because the YouTubers that did go out there to supposedly protest, which all they did was make a circus out of it, they showed us in video that you can go up that hill without anybody knowing. They said they got close enough to the house they could hear people talking inside. Got close enough to the house to see the baby's toys and stuff. All the junk cars or whatever that they have outside their houses. So the abduction thing could be very much truth. Now they've had several different search parties out there. The two main ones was the week that she was missing, and then they just did another one at the end of November, maybe beginning of December. It might have been even after that, because the Scooby Boobs gang was there around the 5th of December, and that was after that, I think. The Scooby Boobs troop, you ask. That would be MGL, BHB, JLR, and Olivia Chronicles. I don't know what else her name is. That's all I know. But they went down there to protest. Instead, they ended up causing a lot of ruckus, a lot more drama to the case. And it just isn't fair. They were harassing the parents. They got the father fired from his job because they wouldn't leave the job site. It wasn't right. I feel so bad for this poor little girl and her parents because we don't know what happened to her, and yet they're constantly blaming the poor parents. I feel so bad for them. I wish I knew like a direct way to be able to contact them and tell them how much I'm sorry for the way everybody is treating them. It's not right. It's downright hateful and ugly, and it just doesn't make any sense. I've always said you can't judge a book by its cover. Don't throw rocks at a glass house. Innocent until proven guilty is the main one right there. The rest of these people cannot be the judge, the jury, and the executioner. They just can't. And so it went like that on it. And then like I that's why I can't cover this case. I have love for this little girl, and I pray every day that she's found safe, alive, healthy, and happy. Like, I kind of want to believe that somebody took her and put her into the overseas adoption, not for any kind of essay or anything mistreated wise, but because somebody wanted a little girl and wasn't able to have it. Just so I know, I want her to be back with her parents, of course. But if anything is to come out of this, that's what I'm praying for. I'm praying for that somebody just sold her for an adoption and nothing bad. Okay. Now, Harmony Montgomery, 7 years old, missing from Watersville, Inky Baby, Watersville, New Hampshire. Little girl, 7, missing for 2 years. Nobody has seen her since December of 2019. How does a child go missing for 2 years? 2 years. Crazy. Doesn't make sense. I don't know. Like, the father had custody of that little girl because his cousin worked in social services. So his cousin pushed for him to get custody. Not good. Her dad was already in prison for shooting somebody in the head. How are you going to give him custody? Because he's married with 3 other kids, which the stepmom said that she thought he took her back to her mother. Last time her mom talked to her was Easter of 2019. And she said that was a FaceTime call. And this little girl looked so terrified to talk to her mom with her dad being right there. We don't know much on that case either, because she has been missing for 2 years. Now the mother she has been for them 2 years trying to locate her, trying to, every time she found an address or a phone number out for the dad, he would move or change his phone number. Yes, it's there's a lot going on. A lot going on. And Tennessee has over 500 missing kids to this day that has not been found. Some go back as far as 1998. 98, and still no show, no word from the kids. I'm just getting so irritated with the way people are bashing the parents. Now the dad on the little Montgomery girl, all day, all night, I still think he did something horrible to that baby girl. I'm not saying he necessarily harmed her to where she's not with us anymore. But that's another one I feel like that might have got sold for adoption overseas or something. Only for the fact 2 years no sight or sound from her. Unless he buried her really good, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. No, like I said, he shot somebody in the head. So, how in the world? How in the world? And then I guess him and that wife he was with when the little girl went missing separated. He's got a new girlfriend. The law found him and her sleeping in a car. And he said that Harmony was fine and doing good. Well, where the fuck is she? She's not with you? Where are these two little girls? How did two little girls go missing? Because Harmony was 5 when she went missing. Summer is 5. Now I could do this all night long with all these 5-year-old little kids that are missing. Like thin air missing. Hush. Now, most of the time, I try not. I really got to get off the kids' cases, y'all, because it kills my heart. It really does. Because there's like really nothing that anybody can do other than just sit there and pray that these kids are okay, that none of them are hurt in any which way or form. It's sad. Where are the kids? I mean, just going and looking at like the most wanted. There's a kid on there from 1962 that is missing. Like 1962, and you still no. That's way too long to be on a missing persons list. It really is. That's what? How many decades? 3 decades ago? And again, we talk about the missing teenagers. I feel like a lot of the missing teenagers just ran away, honestly. But there is so many children right now. I'm just gonna read a little bit of the Amber Alerts. And the first one is Summer Wells. The first one is Summer Wells. Wow. Let me see. Um, let's see. It's this little boy. There's a little boy from California from 2015. Another little boy from 2017. Oh goodness, how old is that baby? Oh my goodness, this little boy was a year and a half when he got missing. But from my perspective on things, and as long as I've been doing this type of stuff, which I started doing it in 2009. If you watch my first podcast from last week, that was when I really got into the true crime. Okay, so here's the list of states. Oh my goodness, dude. Oh my goodness. Okay, from each state, here are 10 states with the most missing kids. Just from 2021, this isn't any other year. This is all just last year. California has 2,133. 2,133 missing children out of the state of California. Florida's next with 1,252. 1,252 children. Texas comes in with 1,246. Arizona, 915. Washington State, 643. New York, 606. Michigan, 556. Oregon, 432. Pennsylvania, 401. And Tennessee, 361 children went missing last year. 361 children out of the state of Tennessee. Where's Ohio at? I don't know what. Okay, so on an average, they're saying that shit. Ohio Oh, lost Ohio. Okay, Ohio has. Damn it, stop. About 305 missing children. Well, hello, Miss Daisy. How are you? I would never expect to see you tonight. Would you like to come up, my love? Or are you just visiting? I'm good. I was procrastinating all week to do this. I've been waiting patiently for you to go on. Not today, because I know you said Sundays you don't. So, what time is it? Oh, it's after midnight. It's no longer Sunday. But I was looking for you all day Saturday. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I hope you feel better. Just not feeling well or anything in particular? Oh. I know I'm probably not the only one that's been looking for you. Oh, while you are in here, let me go ahead and do that so I don't forget to do it. There you go. Welcome to the Wrench Club, Miss Daisy. Oh, okay. Well, this weather's got everybody up and down. Everybody. You're welcome. So what we were just going over, I was filling in my friend up there about Summer's case because he's never heard of it. He's from Ohio. So I was just going over that one, and then I kind of went into Harmony. Just basically all we know. And then me and him were talking about how many kids have went missing in the last year from each state. And there's a lot. Each state has a lot just from 1 year. Just all of last year, that's it. The state with the least missing is Rhode Island. And they had 20 children missing. See, I was close. Site Ohio has 358 missing children. So I wasn't too far off. And North Carolina has 327. And Tennessee alone, last year, 361 children. Yes. There has been a lot. Tennessee, Ohio, and North Carolina are all in a row. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Just way too many. California, Florida, and Texas have had the most. California has 2133. Florida has 1252. And Texas has 1246. How and why do we have that many missing babies? And these is ages or excuse me, the age range on these children are from barely days old to 10. That's what I looked up right this second. But infant to 12. If you go above 12, there's a lot more. I'm starting to wonder about that. Yeah, and they are the big states. You're right. But then how come New York isn't up there? Like, that's crazy that New York has less. New York has 606. Pennsylvania has 401. Okay, so Tennessee is kind of under them. But Tennessee, it seems like when the kids go missing in Tennessee, they make that worldwide. Like, everybody knows. The world is very evil. More people need to go to church, that's for sure. Oh, no. New York has some. New York has 606. So they have more than Tennessee. More than Tennessee, Pennsylvania. Tennessee, Ohio, and North Carolina. But for all these states having missing kids, the most you hear about is from Tennessee. Here recently, they've been telling us more about different states, the kids in different states. It's just crazy. Like, I don't understand. What are the parents doing when these babies go missing? What is more important than making sure your child is safe? How do we enforce it to where our children are a little bit more safer? I guarantee you most of the missing kids belong to parents that are substance abusers one way or another. Very much. We need awareness, very much so. I'm sorry, I got the sniffles. The snow is just driving me crazy. It's cold. But we do need awareness, and I think, because if you think about it, most of the parents are young, barely in their 30s, barely out of their 20s, actually, except for Summer Wells' parents. Like, they're really old. But there's a lot more going on with that case than most of us know. So I think that's maybe what I might start doing, Miss Daisy. Instead of concentrating on one case, that we don't really have facts for, start looking into some of the other states and their cases and see what we can find out on them ones. Because there's way too many kids for 1 year to be gone missing like that. I still can't get over 2,133 kids missing in 1 year. I saw that on Prayer Gardens, her title of her thingy. I didn't go in there to hear nothing. By the time I seen it, it was probably already an hour into it, so she probably already done talked about it. But I don't know about that, and I don't know if that's actually a good thing either, unless they're going to stay away from the Wells house. You know what I mean? Like, why did you wait 7 months to do that? I don't know anything about it. Like I said, first time I even seen it was today, and that's when I was going through to see who was live. I don't know why they're coming. It doesn't make any sense. Like, what are you going to do different than everybody else has already tried? Is it supposed to be something that's a scary thing? Like, because there's a bunch of you on motorcycles? Like, that poor town had so much outside traffic. It's not even funny in the last 7 months than they've ever seen at all. And it's sad because that's not even a good reason for people to be going to that town. Like, that's a really, out of all, God knows how long that town has even been a town, all these years, one child goes missing and everybody decides they want to go. To do what? To cause more of a scene? Do you want peanuts too? I mean, I don't even know what motorcycle gang it is, honestly. Is it the ride for the children or something? No, they're not. I've heard they weren't like. So when I think of motorcycle gang, clubs or whatever, I think of like Hell's Angels or the Mayans or, the bad ones. The ones that are, Well, from what I understand, Molly is no longer part of the Scooby Boobs gang. From what I understand. From the things that I've been hearing her say I've been watching her on different channels. Like, I think I've seen her go live a couple times, but mostly she's been going up on other people's panels and talking. And she had one with Dolly Vision. I know we're not supposed to be saying other creators' names. I'm probably going to get striked for that, but it's okay. I got my fair use up. From what I understand, she doesn't even want to follow the case no more until some enlightening facts come out, she says. Now, BHB, JLR, and the other young girl, they probably do have something to do with it. But from what I understand, all of them are like slacking off now because of this last visit up there. Like, all of them are taking steps back. I saw somebody put up a thing where MGL and BHB are both getting sued. Somebody said they were suing. One of them was suing Dawn and Candace. And I was like, for what? I was like, what are they going to sell them the parent? What are they suing the parents for? What did the parents do? If anything, they went up there, caused all the ruckus, and got Don fired. They're making. I mean, grant you, the Wells are not the best people in the world. Never have been. Never will be. Never claim that. But they make them look more worse than what they probably really are. Benson Moon. Exactly. That's why I couldn't get it. You were already getting it. I was like, why isn't it working? Um, but yeah, like, I mean, even if they were to sue him, what can they sue him for? Yes, ma'am, spam. Like, I just don't understand what. I don't know if it was BHB or MGL. It was one of them two that came out and said they were going to sue them. But for what? For what? They did not do anything to them, people. Is it because, oh, you're doing it to me, I'm gonna do it back type thing? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And I haven't figured out how to not show my face on my lives, so I put something over the camera. I'm gonna figure that out. I don't think I'm able to do that yet until I have the 50 people. I'm getting there. Yeah, but still, I mean, if I was I wouldn't even entertain it. Like, it doesn't make any sense because what they're doing is wasting money. That has nothing to do with summer. Like, you guys claim to raise all this money for summer, then use it for summer. How many what? Oh, I don't know exactly how many I have right now. I think 42 maybe now. Yeah. Eyes are looking. My computer has been running very slow today. Like, it took me probably about 30 minutes to actually get my live to go live. Yeah, I got 42 now. So I'm almost there. Need 8 more people. What was I saying? Oh yeah, back to the suing thing. Like, I don't understand what they're gonna sue him for. It's crazy. Like, you don't have nothing better to do with your life than waste money on something that they're probably just gonna look at, laugh, and throw out. Yeah. I try to refrain from doing that. Like, I don't want to put any of the kids out there because I don't want them to think my channel's like everybody else's, because neither one of our channels are like the rest of them. But yeah, you're right. It does bring people in. I haven't even figured out how to do like a post that you do. You know, like you do your post to let people know you're going to do a live later. I haven't even figured out how to do that yet. Yeah, very true. Honestly, this late, I really didn't think very many people would come in anyway. a new site was coming in. Or was in. Well, I could fix that too, though, real quick. Oops, too long. All right, I fixed it. I put hashtag summer wells, hashtag missing kids, and the right there in the title. Oh, well, I know like I can't do a live on my phone until I have 50 subs. So I think, yeah, you're right. As the more you get, the more things you get to be able to do. But I did go ahead and get the premium YouTube service thingy for the 2 months. And if I like it, if I can figure it out, then I'll go ahead and start getting it, pay for it every month. But it's the 2-month free trial right now. And with them changing everything now because of all the boobs messing, they're like a lot of people have been getting striked here lately. I watched Don B. I watched one of his things. He got mad at AB for using some of his content. In the beginning, it was like he was mad, and then in the end, he was like, "Oh, you're my friend," da da da, and I was like, "Whatever." And then we got yeah, there's just a bunch of crazy amount of kids missing. I'm telling you that that them selling. No, I told him to. I was like, "Oh, if it's that big of a deal, strike them." I was like, "If not, then why complain?" I said, "It is called fair use, honey." I'm telling you, I'm surprised that I have not got blocked from nobody's channel. Because I'll go in there real quick and I'll say something smart and then leave. Like, because it's just like, y'all are crazy and just stirring the pot. Quit stirring the pot. I don't know what AB was using though. I haven't been on AB. I don't belong to AB's channel. I don't, not no more anyway. I unsubscribe to a lot of channels. Well, when you figure out, sweetheart, let us all know. Okay? Because as far as I know, he quit his job to start doing this full time. And then he had put a post up saying that he's going to start going live, but he's waiting for his studio to get finished. So that's why he sits in his car. Like his lives originally were like outdoor stuff, fishing, hunting, stuff like that. You got all these missing kids in Tennessee, but the first one that struck your nerve was Summer. Why is that? Like, why all of a sudden, Dombey, is Summer important when all these other little kids have been gone missing way before her? He does get a lot of views, but it's because he bashes the Wells. He's constantly bashing the Wells. And I just, I just don't agree with that. No matter what type of person they are, you cannot sit there and scream that at a person that they killed their baby. You can't do that without facts. Can you imagine what they feel like on a day-to-day basis? Because people constantly saying that to them. Now, what if they really never did nothing wrong? Besides the stuff we do know, the neglect and everything. Like, what if they had nothing to do with her disappearance? Yeah, he doesn't do anything. He does the same thing that we do, talk. Now, he supposedly has went and done his own little research and this and this and that and took it all to TBI. Like, I don't know how much of that is true. That's what he says. I don't 100% believe, because a lot of things I think he believes what people tell him. I really believe he believes that. Yes. That's why that was my main thing today. The only reason why I started even talking about Summer was because my friend in Ohio never heard about it. So I was only trying to do highlights, honestly. And then when you came in, I was like, oh, I didn't tell you about the suing. And then what else? All that stuff with MGL and JLR and all them. I went into H's dad's live the other night, last night, I think it was, just to see what type of person he was, or just get a view on him. Okay, baby. That was a very interesting live. Like, he was getting mad at everybody for talking crap about BK in there. He was getting mad at people just for doing childish stuff and talking up their head, the side of their head and stuff. Like, I don't think he's the greatest person in the world either, but at least he had some common sense. He said he'd leave that stuff off his live. He didn't want nothing to do with it. And I did not call Sari. Go home. Go to bed. Thank you. Sorry, my dog started barking. I was trying to hear if they were going to continue. But yeah, that's why I was looking through the missing children's cases. Like, because I'm not saying I'm tired of Summer. By no means am I tired of that baby girl. But I'm just tired of all the stuff going on with her case. Like, if you have no true information, please don't put it out there for everybody to. H's dad was on Prayer Gardens? Yes. But see, there's just way too many people involved in this case, and we don't know what none of them have to do with it. Last night, I was on his live yesterday. I don't know if it was last night or yesterday evening, but he had a live. I think it was, he said he was getting off to cook dinner, so it was probably about 6 my time, maybe. I've been waiting for he was supposed to, I read somewhere that he was supposed to have a talk with Ernie. On MPG's live? Uh-oh. I'm surprised she didn't say something. You don't do that while you're live. Like, I mean, you shouldn't do it, period, but if you are, at least don't let people know how much of a dirtbag you really are. I don't care if she jumped off the roof into a pile of haystacks. You still, while you're live, you don't go cursing at a child like that. Like I said, you don't need to be doing it at all. But if you're gonna do that, at least do it to where, or mute yourself so they don't know you're yelling at them, or be like, don't. Why couldn't you just say, "Can you please leave the room until I'm done"? He's definitely not Father of the Year. Most definitely not Father of the Year. And people were talking crap to him about Hunter not looking like him. No, I did not. I might have to go look at that one. I was in Benny's this morning. I told him that people were in Andrew's room last night when I was in there, telling him about his ex-wife. Somebody paid his ex-wife to go live and say that BK was gay, that she caught him and her brother's husband or something like that. And then they were going off saying stuff about him and an animal or something. I was like, you guys have nothing better to do than just come up with this stuff. Like, Andrew got mad at that too. He was like, it doesn't matter what his sexual preference is. That has nothing to do with anything. I was like, yeah, really? What does that have to do with the case? To each his own. If that's what he chooses, that's what he chooses. Like, he's the one that's got to answer to that, not us. But I doubt he is. I'm just saying. That definitely is only... I'm telling you. It's got out of hand. Oh, somebody sent Benny a picture of Molly Golightly with a chainsaw in her hand, standing behind Summer. I was like, what in the heck? I was like, get that up. I was like, oh, dude, do not put that picture back up. He was trying to figure out a way to crop it. He was mad that somebody sent him that picture. Yeah. I was like, okay, that's the new room. That's the next room we're going to go around. That MGL took Summer. I was like, come on, people. But anyway, let's look at a different case. Right? It's just getting really crazy. And the more Exactly. She's going to be the most famous child in America, and not for the right reasons. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why people want to do that. I mean, what, you want your 15 minutes of fame by defaming a little girl? Like, go on. These people are, they are, and they're calling the kettle black for sure. All right. So, wow, that's a long case. Oh no, never mind. That's way too old. Ain't no telling. FBI still have Madeleine McCann. Our Robin or the Wells Robin? I would like to talk to her. I would love to talk to the Wells. If she would let us, me and you need to get together and do a podcast on it. If she would let us, me and you should do a podcast on it. Does Trixie have her own channel, or is she just a pop in, pop out? I do too. Even though it's been solved, I still want it to be kept out there. Uh-oh, what did I do? Oh. But that's why my first podcast that I did live was about the little girl from 2009, because I still want her name to be out there only because of what happened. Because as you see, more and more kids are going through that. No, ma'am, he should, I hate to be like this, but he needs to be on death row. I don't care how old he was. He was 16 when it occurred. That's old enough to be charged for life. Now, you did read the whole story on it, right? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Like, there was no I mean, what you did was bad enough, but to murder her the way you did was horrific. I don't think I've ever heard of anybody being hurt, killed that bad like that. And I can't believe they overturned it. You know what? I don't remember. I just looked up her name. Nicole. Not her. Man, what was his name? Hey, get out of the bag. Here. Wasn't it Joshua? She lived in Michigan, right? Michigan. I don't even remember what year this happened. Do you? It's 1995? 94? Get out of the trash can now. There's nothing in there for you. Get out of there. Yeah, I think that too. Ninety-four. Oh, wait a minute. I know where I looked it up at. I looked it up on here. Duh. Okay, go down here. Michigan, 1994. I was not going to be able to find it until I can figure out what her name was. Her name was Nicole. I can't remember how to spell Miss Robin's last name or pronounce it. It is cold. It's freezing. They already put my county schools on remote learning tomorrow just in case the roads refreeze tonight. We got a lot of snow for the first time in 4 years on Friday or Saturday. Nicole. I keep saying her name is Nicole. I want to say it is. Now let's look it up this way. Maybe I can find it. Start with D. Found it, I think. Yep, found it. Her last name starts with a B. I thought it was an R. We're looking for her page, right? Uh, um, where's the page? Her name is Van Noty. Noty. That's the little girl's last name. Not Vanity. Did I say one or two? I can't remember now. Nicole. Uh-oh. Nicole. All right, let's see if we can find this page. I don't see. I see a Facebook page. Was that it? Angel Lost. Will you stop stealing my stuff off my table, please? The place somewhere. Let's see. Well, there's a Facebook group called Angel Lost. I don't know. It says the Relisha Tenu Rudd page. There's a it's got a couple kids on here and stuff. Missing people. But the first one that I seen when I opened it was Nicole's. We Are Nicole's Voice, I think that's what it's called. Yep, We Are Nicole's Voice. I'll put it in here for you. Let me see if I can get that link and pin the link in it. Oh, my nose. Oh, God, I hate this. Well, this is the petition to keep him in jail. Stop it. I'll beat you, cat. Please go away. Yeah, that's not what I was looking for. Oh, hello. Let's see if I can find it. It's searching now. I'm going to try to get the, what you call it? We Are Nicole's Voice. Oh. All I keep finding is to keep him in prison. What the heck? Okay, how do we zoom out? Oh, Lord. It's giving me a YouTube video to look at. All right. I love your face, sweetheart. I will talk to you tomorrow.
For some of us, we're lucky enough to greet our children when that day comes. For others, they are left on this earth to be their child's voice, a child taken too soon. That is exactly what Robin is doing for her daughter Nicole, who is forever 5 years old. Robin is Nicole's voice, and this is Nicole's story. Robin Buenadonno's life would drastically change on April the 26th of 1994. Every afternoon, 5-year-old Nicole Venotti
All right, well, I think I'm going to end this for the night. I appreciate everybody for listening and coming in and joining. It was interesting, and we will do it again next week. Justice for Summer Wells. We'll be praying for her. And all the other missing children. Just hold your family a little bit tighter every night, y'all. You never know, and you're never promised for tomorrow. Be blessed and stay blessed.